I am so excited for this video because it is going to rock your world. Not too long ago, I did a video on 30 brands almost never to source. And therein lies the secret in that little word, almost. Because when you know those almosts, that is huge profit potential that most resellers are passing over, walking right by, and this leaves a huge potential for sourcing opportunities and profit for you. And I'm gonna be spilling all of my best secrets in this video so you know exactly what to look for with these brands that most resellers don't even give a second thought to.
Hey there, my name is Lee Meyer. I'm the founder of Listing of Freedom and the EmpoweredReseller.com, and I'm on a mission to help 1,000 resellers make $100,000 in the next 12 months.
If you're new here, then welcome to the channel. My name is Lee Meyer. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4, and I've made well over $100,000 flipping used clothes and other items on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And now I'm on a mission to help at least 1,000 resellers be able to hit that $100,000 mark for themselves this year. And to help you out, I've got a bunch of free gifts for you. You'll find them down here in the description below this video. This includes things like my best brands list, the list of brands that have led me to the 100,000 mark and beyond. It's 150 brands that you'll get on that free list. There's also a link to be able to sign up for my free $100,000 reseller challenge. And in this challenge, I lay out exactly what it takes to be able to hit $100,000 for yourself this year and to do it in very part-time hours. You're gonna discover the very best things to be selling right now in today's market. So if you're serious about changing your family's financial future and building yourself a legacy, then you're gonna wanna check out that free challenge. Again, you'll find it down here in the description below this video. All right, so we're gonna dive on into today's topic, and this has a huge profit potential. This is one of the best kept secrets when it comes to reselling. And these are brands that most resellers overlook because they are quote unquote not good brands. But there are some really profitable items even on bad brands. And that's what I'm gonna be showing you in this video. Now, I did cover 30 brands not to source, usually not to source, or almost never to source in a previous video. And that's what I'm gonna be breaking down in this video is all of those cases of when you definitely want to be sourcing these because these can be some huge profit potential. We're talking $100, $150 per item in some cases. Now, I am gonna make this a part 1 and part 2 so that we're not here for 2 hours for me to be able to get through everything. I have super loaded this video with all of my best tips, all of the secrets that have helped me be profitable, even in a small town, even when I don't have access to high luxury end items. Without further ado, we're gonna jump on over to my computer and we'll get started. First up, I'm gonna cover what I call mass-produced brands. And the first one is Old Navy. Now, there's a lot of custom jackets that are selling right now. This is an example of a Taylor Swift one. It has all these friendship bracelets that have been added to it, as well as, I'm not sure if it's paint or how they actually did that on the back, but that jacket sold for $500. Another example of an Old Navy jacket that's been upcycled, it's Hello Kitty, and this one sold for $250. You can make out the Old Navy tag there up in the corner. Again, there's lots of these. I'm just showing you a few examples. This is another Old Navy. This is Philadelphia Eagles, and that one went for $195. Another one just covered in all kinds of different patches. There's that tag. That one sold for $150. And you might not be crafty, but there's certainly all kinds of items like that out there when you're sourcing. This is another Old Navy that's not custom. This is just a simple pea coat, but it does happen to be from a TV show called Scandal. And so those are what are called as seen on items. You're going to be seeing a few of those throughout this video. Let me go ahead and head back to that coat here for a second. That one went for $125. Now, Old Navy did make leather jackets for a while, so this is real leather, not faux leather, and these can sell for $100 or more. This jacket sold for $125, and then here's a pea coat. Now they're calling it vintage. I would not call this vintage based off of that tag. It looks newer. It says no longer available. Okay, I'll agree with that one. But this one still sold for $125 for that. And then this is an interesting one because this has a lace up neck. You're going to see this in several different items throughout this video. And this little tank top actually sold for $100. Now, you do want to be careful when you're doing research like this because sometimes sellers will go and include information either in the description, or you'll see some kind of conversation going on in the comments, or there will be additional pictures of other items. But this one does appear just to be for the one item, and I wouldn't doubt it given that lace up neck, because that is really popular right now, whether it's at a neckline or up the side of jeans. Just that lace up style is really popular. This is another custom one of a kind item. It's a maxi skirt where they actually took a pair of Old Navy jeans, turned it into a skirt, and put it says 22 pockets on it. That sold for $120. This is another as seen on item from Vampire Diaries, and this is just a little camisole tank top. It's got buttons up the front as well as lace trim around that neckline, and that one sold for $99. If you're looking for more items like this that have to do with pop culture as far as seen on items, but just similar items as well, then you're going to want to check out my brand new pop culture guide. I will leave a link to over here. This is another custom jacket. It's a little bit different where it doesn't have those patches. It just has some artwork on the back. It looks like painted on for a Johnny Cash fan. And that one sold for $90. Again, there's tons of these custom jackets. This is a jacket that's not custom, but it does have Sherpa lining. I did switch over to eBay for those of you paying attention. It does have a year on it. So I hear a lot of you that ask about dating. A lot of tags do have the date. Old Navy happens to be one of those brands, and that is a newer practice. This one, as far as just brands in general go, this jacket sold for $69. You'll notice some really good keywords in here of Sherpa, Y2K, trucker. So those are all really good keywords when it comes to that style of jacket. This is a pair of overalls. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on the tag. This is definitely an older tag. And then this is what those overalls look like. Not the best picture as far as wrinkles go and that sort of thing, but they sold for $63. And then this is a puffer coat, and it's actually a small. It does say water resistant. So that is a reminder that those types of features buyers are looking for and they'll pay a little bit more for. So that one, coat for a size small in use condition, sold for $60 with one bid on it. The next mass-produced brand is Forever 21, and there's a lot of interesting items that are selling for a considerable amount, particularly if they've done collaborations with other companies. And so this is actually a collaboration with Honda. I'll show you a little bit better picture of what this tag looks like, but this pair of pants went for $250 for Forever 21. So here's another Honda, and this is a jacket. There's a little bit better view of that tag where it says Forever 21, and then Honda, and it is a men's item. There's the back of that jacket, and that one sold for $70. Here's another example of a collaboration. This is Coca-Cola, and you'll see there on the tag again, there's Coca-Cola as well as Forever 21. You'll often see both brands on the same tag, although there are some cases where there will be two separate tags. And then that jacket sold for $150. This is a what I would call a penny lane coat. You can see the embroidery, all that fur trim. There's the Forever 21. It's actually an extra small. So a lot of you have been mentioning about sizes. And yes, I agree that those bigger sizes do sell. But when you have things that are in demand, it doesn't really matter the size. This jacket sold for $100. You're going to see boho there, velvet, faux fur, penny lane. So $100 for that for Forever 21. Another popular collaboration when it comes to Forever 21 is actually Hello Kitty. So any Hello Kitty items are selling for quite a bit. Some of them, for over $100. This is a set of it looks like velour track jacket, as well as the pants. That one sold for $112. Got another Penny Lane style coat there with that fur trim. Fur trim is really big right now, and this jacket sold for $100. Again, you're seeing Penny Lane there in the title, as well as a keyword goth and whimsy. So those are some really good keywords to be using. This is a butterfly tank top. Now there's lots of brands out there. By the way, just bonus tip, lots of other brands that have similar styles to this. There's that Forever 21 tag. By the way, if you see a material tag like that for any sort of brand, that's usually indicates an older item. And then that one sold for $90. And if you come across these from other brands, go ahead and pick them up because they're selling for, right around that $100 mark. This is another Hello Kitty item. It actually has a flaw there on the sleeve. There's what that looks like on the back. It's got Hello Kitty down the sleeve as well there. There's what that tag looks like. So it says Hello Kitty and Friends, crossed with Forever 21. And that one sold for $85. This is another collaboration. And this one is with Disney. This is, you can see the Disney there, and then Forever 21. And this is Mickey Mouse, and that one sold for $75. Now over on Poshmark, this is another as seen on item. This is from American Horror Story. I actually had to look that one up. AHS Murder House as seen on Violet Harmon, and this one sold for $450 for a Forever 21 item. And there's lots of this style that are selling for, $200, $300, $400. This is another good example of a really unique item. And because it's more unique, this one sold for $250 for this set. And there's not a whole lot of keywords in this one, but the seller did indicate that they wore it for a flight attendant interview. So that could be a really good keyword, just that flight attendant, because it definitely has that look. This is another Hello Kitty. This is a one-piece snowsuit. That one sold for $200. Another Forever 21 unique item, this kind of iridescent moto jacket. There's the tag there, nothing special. And then that one sold for $165. This is a Toy Story. So this would be a Pixar collaboration. Disney Pixar, I believe is what it says there on the tag. That one went for $150. Next brand that is mass produced is Aeropostale. Now this is definitely an older item. This is what that tag looks like. You'll see that pilot there, and definitely some wear, some fading on this. That one went for $50 with 3 bids on that. Some of you have been asking, do I do auction? Do I do fixed price? Are these all, when the items that I show, are they all been sold on auction? No. If I point out, hey, there's 3 bids on this, that's an auction item. If I don't, it's generally a fixed price item. It will depend on the demand for the item. That's how you choose. So this is Aeropostale. This is, there's a hole there in the hood. This is a fur lined hoodie zip up. And this one actually sold for $180. Are using that keyword Y2K. So that, again, that is a really huge keyword right now. This is a pair of pants. I have it on this picture to be able to show you that hole. And then there is what that tag looks like. Definitely an older tag. And then there's a picture of the item. This is what they're calling a parachute style pant. This is very similar to a style that's really popular for Abercrombie, but this is, Aeropostale. That one sold for $63. If you come across these from Abercrombie, they're selling for closer to 100, maybe even 150 in some cases. So you're going to see, paratrooper cargo there for the keywords in that title. This is a jacket. I actually think I had one very similar, if not the same. That's what that tag looks like. I wish I would have kept it. It's got that fur trim, cargo pockets on the front. Definitely utility look. That one went for $85. There's lots of these from that similar style or with that similar style selling for right around that same price. This is a hoodie. It is fur lined. There's the tag there. You can kind of make that out. It's a size medium. And then this jacket sold for $76. So definitely a popular style, that fur trim. Another bomber jacket that's very vintage, and that one sold for $140. Over on Poshmark, got another one of these bomber style jackets. It's got a few patches on it. That one sold for $265. Pair of joggers, these went for $165, and this is a very popular style right now. There's quite a few selling for, maybe closer to that $100 mark. They will have those varsity lettering on it, and that's really what people are going for with those joggers. This jacket, another example of a fur trim hood, that one went for $100. Fur trim hoodie here that's a full zip. This one went for $100. Again, you're noticing that Y2K keyword. That is what that tag looks like there. This is another as seen on item. This is from Pretty Little Liars, and that one went for $80. So that's a good example of, just these as seen on items. This is another as seen on item. This is Elena Gilbert from that Vampire Diaries I mentioned before with the Old Navy. You can see those buttons there on the front. This little shirt went for $99. Again, Aeropostale, it's nothing special. Here's a tank top with kind of that similar style. Another as seen on Elena Gilbert, has those buttons there at the front. That one went for $97. Now, I've had a lot of people asking about how they can get more money for their items, or maybe they have items sitting, but they're not getting sold. And the number one reason is that the right buyers are not finding your items. This is why keywords are so important. Keywords in titles, descriptions, wherever you can put them, tags. And so I do have a poster keyword. This is designed to help you be able to write those titles with keywords that sell and to be able to do it in a matter of seconds. So I will link to this poster over here. This next brand that I'm going to be sharing with you is actually Charlotte Russe. This is another one of those butterfly style tank tops, and that one sold for $90. Again, they're using some good keywords in here, gypsy as well as Y2K and 90s. This is another one of those penny lane style coats, and this one is from Charlotte Russe, and this one sold for $120. Here's a really cute houndstooth print. There's that Charlotte Russe tag, and that one went for $45, but not so much, but still, a pretty decent flip if you can pick that up for just a couple of dollars. This is a really unique set that's actually suede. Tank top as well as skirt, and there's what that tag looks like there. That one went for $50. Over on Poshmark, this brand is doing really well when it comes to shoes, and these ones sold for $242 for those stilettos. And this is another really good example where the seller just infused their listing with keywords like goth, Y2K. They have even more keywords down here in their description. Vamp vibes, that's a vampire, grunge, gothic, Y2K, 90s. They've got even more. And this little the dress, that one sold for $175 because they got it in front of the right buyers. This is another one of those penny lane coats. That one sold for $150. There's that Charlotte Russe tag for those of you wondering. This is a really common style of tank top that's selling for right around $100 to $150. It's beaded, and there are several different brands besides just Charlotte Russe, but this Charlotte Russe branded one went for $150. And then there are several of these that I saw selling, and these are like booty shorts is what you would call them here in the title. And these sold for $100. They are sequined. So again, it's not just this one pair, but there are several out there that have sold for pretty close to $100, if not at $100. This is a suede jacket. There's that lace up again, and this one went for $99. Next is another penny lane, but this is a kind of patchwork style jacket. That one went for $80. Next mass-produced brand is H&M, and with this is really interesting because there's several different types of items to be on the lookout for where they're selling for into the hundreds of dollars. This is an H&M conscious. That's a hard one for me to say, but this dress, it's definitely unique, and so that one went for $599. Now H&M Also does collaborations with big name designers, and those will sell for a few $100s. This is an example one. I'm not going to attempt the name on this. I'm not a fancy person, don't know all these luxury brand names, but this one did sell for $376. You'll see both the names on the tag. This is another, cross with a luxury brand. That's what that tag looks like there. So you'll see cross and then H&M, and then that little blazer went for $325. Got a coat here. This is actually over on eBay. That's that H&M tag there. See if I can get a better look at that. So you can kind of make out Mason Margiela on the tag up here, and then H&M down there. And I just clumped this in with Poshmark because this is an example of a designer label that's crossed with H&M. That one went for $299. It is a faux beaver fur. It's not even real fur. $299, and that one did have 2 bids on it. And then unique items when it comes to H&M. This is a bow closure blazer, I guess you would call it, jacket. That one went for $100. This is another cross with a higher end brand, Machino. This has Mickey Mouse on it as well. That one went for $100. And anything leather. So some of them will specifically say leather on the tag, like H&M leather. And this jacket, it has a Sherpa trim on that. That one went for $100. Got a down puffer jacket. So a reminder, with those higher quality fabrics, those will sell for more money. There it says H&M and then down feather. That one went for $100. Got a Stranger Things swimsuit. That one went for $100 as well. This is another example of a cross, and this is with South Park. There's several of these selling where it's just that fleece jacket. That's what the front of it looks like. And that one went for $263. We're over on eBay now. Got a leather motorcycle jacket. That one went for $201. Another Machino over here on eBay. That one went for $110. Another leather jacket. There's the tag there. So that one does not say leather. I think I do have one to be able to show you though, where the tag, calls out leather. That one went for 81, or, right on the brand label. That one went for $81 with 27 bids on it. This is a pair of leather pants, and this is the one where I believe that it does have leather here on that brand tag, so H&M leather. And if you see any of those, that's going to be a good indication that you're going to be able to get more money for that item. This pair of pants went for $90. And then a jacket here, not the best of pictures with this one, but it did sell for $100, and they're using a keyword in here of blogger favorite. It's another cross, and this is with Peanuts, so you'll see the Peanuts tag there, as well as H&M. It's got Snoopy there, and that one went for $71. Now, another mass-produced brand that can be worth a lot of money is Faded Glory, and that exception to the rule is those items that are vintage. If they're from the 70s, if they're Y2K era, those are selling for a lot of money. Now, the 70s items, those are not too common to come across, but this is a pair of jeans from the 70s. You can see it's got rainbow stitching there at the pocket as well as down the leg. That one did not have a brand picture, but a tag picture, but I will see if I can show one to you. That one went for $150 on eBay. This is a special case because this was worn by Princess Di, a sweater here. And again, that rainbow stripe was so common from the 70s. And then again, like Y2K era, there's that Faded Glory tag. That's what that vintage tag looks like. And that one went for $155. This is another vintage Faded Glory item. There's what the tag looks like right there. That is one of those kind of Penny Lane style coats. It does look like it kind of has ostrich feathers. That one went for $100 for that jacket. And then one of the other profitable items when it comes to Faded Glory are their shoes, and especially their sandals. So that's the tag on the inside. This is definitely a newer. This isn't from the 70s. This is Y2K era that we're talking. These are selling for right around that $100 mark. This one went for $99 on eBay. Here's another example of an item from the 70s. It's got the rainbow stripe up and down the front of those overalls, as well as a little bit there on those back pockets. Those went for $150 on Poshmark. Here's another Y2K era sandal. Those went for $120. There's the tag on the inside of those. And then here is a Penny Lane jacket. And there is what that tag looks like. Faded Glory, it says right there. That one went for $150. $155, I think is what that said. Another pair of sandals. It's got that flower cutout on it. Those went for $100. Now they did do a little bit of keyword spamming, but you don't have to do that. So they said not Doc Martens. Poshmark doesn't seem to care about that. Other platforms do. This is an example of one where they did not keyword spam even in their description. Those still sold for $85 for those. This is a 70s jacket, and this one sold for $72. Let's see if I can get a good picture of that tag there for you. So that's what it says. That's kind of a 70 era tag when it comes to Faded Glory. Now, you're noticing a theme throughout this video is vintage items. That is one of the most lucrative niches to be selling in. And I do have an entire complete guide to selling vintage clothing where I give you 150 brands and items that are profitable for your business. We're talking a lot of money, knowing what to recognize, knowing how to spot these things. So I will leave a product card for the vintage guide here. All right, so we've talked about mass-produced brands, but we're going to move into more department store brands. And with this first brand, this is the brand called Worthington. Now, if you come across most items, they're not going to be worth a whole lot of money. But if you find these items that are the ones that I'm going to be sharing with you, such as faux fur or leather items, these can sell for quite a bit. So this animal print one went for $100 on eBay. Got a leather jacket here. It says genuine lambskin, and there is that Worthington tag on there. It is a 2X, so that does help get a little bit better price for this item. And that one went for $109 on eBay. Trench coat here. I believe this is another big size. This is a little bit different tag, older tag maybe. It says made in Poland. So that's kind of interesting. And then that is a size 20, it looks like, which is equivalent of a 2X. That one went for $68. Here's a Worthington tag that's probably more similar to what you're seeing currently. This is actually from a really kind of cool military style jacket. It is a wool or wool blend. Let's see if it said there on the tag yet. A wool blend on that one. And then that one sold for about $51. Over on Poshmark, this is another lambskin jacket. That one went for $225. And it does have that fur trim around there, so genuine lambskin there. This is another jacket that has actually rabbit fur lined hood. That one went for $140. There's what the tag looks like on that one. And this is kind of an interesting, almost woven looking jacket. And there is the tag. Let me see if I can actually get a material tag here. So this is not leather, but it is, oh, it actually is genuine leather. And then it does have rabbit fur. And so that one went for $140. This is another leather item. It says 100% genuine leather. That one went for $127. Got another leather set here of a skirt and jacket. That one went for $90. The next kind of department store brand that usually doesn't sell for a whole lot is Croft Barrow. But there's lots of items that are selling for well over $50, even pushing that $100 mark. And there's tons of these style sweaters selling, and these are very similar to a brand that's called Coochie that sells for a few $100s. And so with this sweater, let me see if I can get a picture of the tag there for you. So Croft Barrow, that sweater went for $120 on eBay. Here's another one. The tag is a little bit different on that one. To zoom in on that for you. This one's definitely brightly colored, but still kind of that same Coochie style. This one went for $100. $100. And then similar story with this as what you saw with Worthington, those leather fabrics, those are going to sell for more money just because of that leather. So with Croft Barrow, you're usually going to see leather there on the brand tag, so that's an easy way to be able to spot those. And that jacket went for $75. Here's another one, Coochie style, but it's from Croft Barrow. That one went for $70. I do want to point out some really good keywords that are being used here. Biggie, the rapper, as well as Cosby, as in Bill Cosby. So those are very common keywords when you're listing that style of sweater. These are just, basic pair of leather boots. It's got that stacked block heel. Those went for $60 because it is a style that's really in demand right now with that block heel, the square toe. It is kind of a Y2K look. So $60 for those. And then this is one where I want to point out the types of fabrics that are being used because this can affect the sale price as well. So this is a sweater. I'll show you what it looks like here in a second, but it's actually 45% silk. It's got a little acrylic, 8% wool, a few other materials in there, fibers in there, and it does have kind of this Nordic style print or a weave as well as polar bears on there, and that one went for $55 on eBay. So unique items definitely sell. This is an older Croft Barrow tag and definitely a vintage item, kind of a rainbow plaid sweater here, knit. That one went for $50. Over on Poshmark, we got another pair of these kind of chunky Y2K heeled boots, and those went for $98. If you're looking for more styles that sell, you're going to want to make sure to check out my keywords that sell guide. It goes over all of the styles, aesthetics that are really trending right now. Now, got another Croft Barrow coat here. This one went for $95 for just that coat. I believe it is a set with that scarf. There were several of those selling like that. This is another example where there's lambskin leather. Those went for $95 just because, it's a nicer, more desirable material. Another leather jacket here. That one went for $75 on Poshmark. The next kind of department store brand is one called St. John's Bay. Now there's a lot of confusion in listings when sellers go to list items between St. John and St. John's Bay. They are two different brands. St. John's, that's a very nice brand. St. John's Bay, usually not so much. The items don't usually sell for very much money. It is a more lower end brand than St. John, but there, definitely are items that are selling for a lot, which is what I'm showing you. So this one is a leather jacket, and this one sold for $134. This is another really interesting one, and this is very actually popular. There's tons of these selling, and this was very similar or almost the same as what was worn on Friends. So you're seeing kind of a floral embroidered design, toggle buttons there. That sold for $100. So you're seeing here in the title, it says Phoebe and Friends. So those are the keywords to use with that style, or really anything that's pretty similar to that. This is an example of a leather jacket. So this is, just a black men's jacket. It is a size 3XLT, which is a 3XL tall, and that's always going to get you more money. So that's the other thing to look for when it comes to these lower end brands. When you can find those bigger sizes or those tall sizes, those are going to sell for more. So that one sold for $100. This is another really interesting one, and there's several of these selling. So this says St. John's Bay and then Big Mac flannel, and it does say here on the tag made in USA. So that's a really good clue, that's a vintage item if you come across that, because not a lot of things these days are made in the USA. And this one sold for $75. And there's lots of these like this similar that are selling for right around that same price. This is definitely an older tag, SJB there for St. John's Bay. You can kind of make it out here across the top of the tag as well. This is a color block jacket. That one went for about $58 on eBay. Here's a newer style tag. This is kind of pretty current of what you probably have come across before. This is what the coat looks like. Longer coat, that one went for $375. There's another kind of aviator style leather jacket. That one went for $157 on Poshmark. Another one of those Phoebe Friends jackets that went for $150. There's that tag there for you. And another long jacket, that one went for $150. Here is another tag there real quick, and that is definitely that penny lane fur trim style, $126 for that jacket. This is an interesting one because it's washable suede, and then this is what the jacket looks like. It's hooded. That one sold for $116. Got a denim jacket with that fur trim. That one went for $99. So this brand can definitely be some good money when you know what to look for. This is just a wool blend pea coat. That one sold for $99. And then this suede jacket, that one went for $95. Some more department store style brands that are selling for quite a bit when you know the right items to source. The next brand is Sonoma. This is a leather jacket. Hopefully you saw the tag that was just there. So it does say Genuine Sonoma Jean Company, and that is a leather patch for that tag. This jacket sold for $120. You're noticing some good keywords: bomber flight aviator jacket there in the title. And this is a pair of jeans, definitely Y2K style. There's quite a bit of dirt, black marks down the side of those. Those went for $75 with one bid on them. Real quick tag picture here. Genuine Sonoma Jean Company is definitely an older item, woven item. And these, there's quite a few of them selling. That one sold for about $50. Got a pair of Y2K style boots here. There's what the bottom looks like. You can see it looks like quite a bit of wear on these boots, and those sold for about $50. Over on Poshmark, got a leather jacket here. This one sold for $140. You're noticing 90s there in the title. And this is a upcycled item, reworked item. Here's the tag there, and it's just a jacket where some band patches have been put here across the chest and sleeves. That one sold for $120. This is another kind of upcycled, homemade, designed one. This is, you can see there Sonoma. It is a 2X, so again, that does help this sell for a little bit more. And then it's got these coffee mugs on this. This is from Fight Club. This is the picture here of Brad Pitt wearing that, kind of similar, and that's just kind of what they base their design off of for this. Now, bonus tip, if you do happen to come across this exact bathrobe, these can sell for a few $100s, but this person got creative, put some felt there on those for the mugs, and then that sold for $100. So a good reminder to keep your eye out for those one-of-a-kind items. Got a pair of sandals here, definitely that Y2K style. They did put Dr. Martens here in the description. I guess that's one way to do it, and those sold for $80. Got a jacket here. Again, it has that kind of woven look to it. That one sold for $68. The next kind of department store, a little hesitation there with department store, because this is one that is sold at Walmart as well. And this is the brand Chaps. So this is a Ralph Lauren brand. This is one of their lines, but you want to be really careful with the items that you're sourcing. So I did pull up just all Chaps brand. I actually don't think I filtered down to the brand. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. But you can see that these items, a lot of times they don't sell for a whole lot of money in most cases. So I got an example right there, that button-up shirt, sold for $3.25. Here's another, that same button-up. That's what that tag looks like. So it says Chaps. You're not seeing any kind of mention of Ralph Lauren. So that can be a good indication that that might not sell for quite as much money. So again, $3 for that item, which is, you're not making anything off of that. The items that are selling for the most money are generally, as a general rule, and I'll show you the exceptions to this, are tags where it says Ralph Lauren on it. So these are going to be older tags. They're going to be, more vintage items. So it says Chaps, Ralph Lauren there on the tag. There's several examples that are like this. It says hand knit, and this is a really unique sweater. So camping, there's a fly fisherman out there in the river. And let me see if I can get a price on that. That one sold for $211. This is another one where it says Chaps and then Ralph Lauren. This is a little bit newer item, and this is a leather jacket. That one sold for $139. This is one where it does not specifically say Ralph Lauren. There's the tag there, but it is leather, and that jacket sold for $112. So reminder to keep your eye out for those leather items. This is when it's a little bit hard to make out. Definitely an older tag. It says Chaps, and then down below it says by Ralph Lauren. And this is a trench coat, and that one sold for $96, almost $100. This is one where it just says Chaps, but it's a men's suit jacket. That one sold for $100. This is another one where it says Chaps, Ralph Lauren, and just a denim jacket. That one went for $80. Got another one here where, it says Ralph Lauren there on the tag. This is a vintage rugby style shirt. That one went for $82. Over on Poshmark, Chaps Ralph Lauren, you can see there on the tag, that coat sold for $120. It is wool. So I want to point that out. These backpacks, if you come across these, there's a lot of these selling for right around that $80 to $100 mark. This one went for $90. And there's what that marking looks on the front of that backpack. This is one where it just says Chaps, but it is petite and it is a unique design. You can see their Aztec there in the title. And then that one went for $75. Got another more vintage one where it says Chaps Ralph Lauren and then Shetland 100% wool. And it's got moose across it. That one sold for $75 on Poshmark. And if you're looking for brands that always sell for a good amount of money without any of the guesswork, you're going to want to check out my complete library of big money brands. It's almost 800 brands that consistently sell with an average sale price of over $20. Most cases substantially more than that, but that's just an average across all items for the brands that are included in those guides. This is Apartment 9. So this is one that I would kind of lump in there with a department store. This is that label there, and this is a jacket. So it looks like a wool blend, and this jacket went for $55. Got a men's suit jacket there, and that one sold for about $80. Can kind of make out a little bit of the tag there. There's one where it says Apartment 9 and then wool, and this is a tweed coat. That one sold for, all right, the price disappeared on this. eBay does this every once in a while. I do not know why. So I did pull this one up, and this one sold for $75. If you're wondering how I did this and how you can do it for mobile, I will link to that up here to be able to find sold prices, even when a best offer is accepted. So I do cover how to do that in another video. This is Apartment 9, and this is 100% cashmere. So a reminder to look for those special types of fabrics, higher quality materials, and that sweater sold for $70 just because it is cashmere. This is a one-of-a-kind upcycled item from the Apartment 9 brand, and then they did put Rolling Stones on it. That one sold for $128. If you go through the comments here, it looks like it was bundled with another or a flannel button-up shirt. So that could be why it sold for a little bit more, but still, a decent price for a brand that otherwise doesn't sell for much. Now, this is one that is really interesting because this sold for quite a bit, and you're going to notice that they put those keywords here in the title rather than the brand. So rather than use up the title for Apartment 9, they actually just really loaded the title with keywords that sell: boho, folk, romantic, Victorian, steampunk, velvet. It's all there in the title. Jacket, it's there in the title. So this seller did a really good job on this one. And that one sold for $100. That's how it pays. That's why it pays to use those keywords. You're going to notice more keywords here in the description. They used Renaissance Festival. So that would be another one to put in there. This is a plus size. So that's a reminder for those plus sizes will generally sell for a little bit more. And this one looks like just the one item. I cannot tell that there was any, other items bundled in with that. And that one sold for $80. Got another cashmere sweater here. That one went for $75. We're going to flip over to what I call fast fashion brands. And this first fast fashion brand that we're going to be looking at is Shein, and these are really interesting sequined pair of boots. Those sold for $55. So don't overlook even that brand. That is fast fashion. There is what that brand tag looks like, and this is a graffiti style jacket. That one sold for about $40. Got a pair of jeans here, and these are definitely a retro style. They're not vintage, but they're they're just kind of made to look like that. That one went for about $35. Over on Poshmark, got a pair of pink cowboy boots from Shein. These, if you read the description, they're actually have been painted, so they're not even original. And those went for $52. A really good keyword here probably would have been Barbie. I would have put that in there for a keyword. Another pair of shoes here. This one went for $45. So a reminder with Shein, keep your eye out for those shoes. And this is a pair of cowboy boots that are white. Those sold for $45. Now, if you're new to reselling or you're looking to get started, you're going to want to check out my ultimate reseller starter kit. It has literally everything you need to get up and running and bringing in sales quickly. The next fast fashion brand that we're going to be covering is a brand that's called Fashion Nova. And with this one, you're going to want to look for dresses that are unique. Really, with these fast fashion, it's about items that are trending, items that are unique, items that are unusual. This one sold for $90 on eBay, and they're more formal dresses. Those are what is selling for the most money. You can make out that Nova tag there. That one is Nova Luxe. If you saw that, it's also a plus size 1X. And this looks like another one where the price disappeared on me. So I pulled it up here and that one sold for $55. And their shoes, they make a lot of really unique shoes. So these are kind of a bandana handkerchief style. That one went for $65. Another pair of shoes has got lace up peep toe. Those went for $100 on Poshmark. Another formal dress that sold for $100 on Poshmark. This is a denim and Sherpa coat. That one sold for $100. Here's another formal gown. That one went for $100 as well. Another fast fashion brand, Boohoo. So with this, you definitely want to know what to look for. I do have this sorted by price, highest to lowest, and there's not a ton selling for probably over $50. The majority of items that are selling $50 and higher are their men's items. This is an example of a jacket here. So definitely shiny. Not the best picture there, but you can kind of make out that shiny. That sold for $80. Another men's item. I'll show you a little bit better tag picture of what their men's tag looks like. That one went for $85. And here's a little bit better on that tag. It says man and then Boohoo man. Down below, this is actually a set denim jacket as well as the matching pants. Those ones went for $65. And on Poshmark, this is a bag. This one sold for $63. Purses can be some really good money. And I do have a brand new poster that covers specifically bags. I will link to it over here. With Boohoo, you're also going to want to keep your eye out for those gowns. And this is one where it has those kind of large sequins. They used a really good keyword here of mermaid. So I think that fits this gown perfectly. That one sold for $150. Got a jacket here. Again, you're looking for unique with these fast fashion items. That one went for $100. This suit set went for $85. I think this would have been a really good one to use the keywords legally blonde or Barbie with that. So $85. And then a jacket here that's denim. It's got that fur trim on that. That one went for $85. Another kind of faux fur jacket, a keyword that could have been used here is rave. That one sold for $80. Now, quick reminder that this is just part one of a two-part series. I have so much more for you that you're not going to want to miss out on. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you don't miss out when that future video comes out. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, give it a thumbs up as well as consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're looking for more items to source for your reselling business that does not require having access to luxury brands, then you're going to want to make sure to check out this mall brand video I will link to up here, where I go over mall brands that are selling for huge amounts of money. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video soon.